getting our footing there and a couple of tough ones that fall, but, we told. I told Tommy after the first couple, we're going to catch them to stick with us. And so just being able to, defense turned around there and had a great rest of the game, play by Dansby, play by Bushy, those little things. We continue to play really good defense as a team.
Zach, the weather in June is supposed to be ideal for baseball, but Saturday's journey through the desert took an umpire, a Mariners pitcher, and a Wrigley worker in its wake.
And, Bruce, the conditions very similar today. The Cubs take on the Guardians in a 3-game series starting Tuesday, July 1st. Be here for it. Get your tickets at Cubs.com/tickets. Coming up, the latest on Matthew Boyd. That's next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
18-wheeler wreck. Seriously hurt? Call me. I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. Trust me when I tell you, don't take on the big insurance company by yourself. That's just going to leave a bad taste in your mouth and no money in your pocket. I got my client $2,570,000 after an 18-wheeler hit him head on, and he suffered multiple ribs, skull, and back fractures. Big insurance companies, I chew them up and spit them out and get you everything you deserve.
713-777-4000.
Want a bad taste, or do you want results?
Houston.
Get ready for the time of your life. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens, owner and chief executive officer of Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas' ultimate entertainment hotspot. Take in amazing views at Legacy Club, our rooftop lounge. Party all year long at Stadium Swim featuring the massive 143-foot screen. Indulge in 12 incredible restaurants and bars, or my favorite, spend the day at the world's largest sportsbook. Don't wait. Book your unforgettable experience today at circalasvegas.com.
Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and use code TIKI for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. This Saturday, mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre waterfront properties starting at $99,900. Yes, $99,900. With a barn dominium from just $169,900. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening this Saturday. 1+ acre Texas coastal waterfront, $99,900. With barn dominium, just $169,900. Call now for your private tour at 832-662-2045. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 832-662-2045. That's 832-662-2045. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
All Cubs triples and saves are sponsored by Great Lakes Credit Union. Chicago's Credit Union. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. Cubs home versus Seattle. This is the Cubs radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now to check on who's hot and cold, sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency, call the professionals. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Ian Happ on a power surge. He's hit 4 homers and driven in 9 runs over his last 7 games. The cold, Seiya Suzuki batting .133 over his last 7 with 1 home run. The injury report is sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Visit ibji.com for locations and services. Left-hander Matthew Boyd threw today, which is a good sign after his shoulder swelled up following the force of a comebacker the other day. Coming up, catching heat. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Matt Shaw. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Wake up. Ignite your drive with the Toyota Camry. With power in every turn. Precision in every detail. A balance of efficiency and excitement. It's not just about getting there. It's about how you feel when you do. Toyota Camry. This is how you move. Toyota. Let's go places. Always drive responsibly. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Saddle up, Houston. Beyoncé returns to the stage for the Cowboy Carter Tour at NRG Stadium. Stop by one of our participating Houston area Verizon stores between May 15th and June 20th, 2025 and enter for a chance to win 2 tickets to a June 28th or 29th, 2025 Beyoncé Cowboy Carter concert. While you're there, make sure to ask about our amazing offers. Starts 5. Starts 5/15/25 and ends 6/20/25. Must be a legal resident of 50 USDC, 18 or older to enter. Void where prohibited. See Verizon.com/HoustonTicketSweeps.com for participating stores and official rules.
Cubs Mariners at Wrigley Field. As we approach the top of the hour, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago sports on the Rahimi and Harris Show. Middays 10 to 2 on WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Sunny, 89 degrees here at Wrigley Field as the Cubs get set to play the Mariners. Wind blowing straight out. It feels much hotter on the field. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, catcher Carson Kelly has the day off after catching all 9 innings in yesterday's excessive heat, conditions he learned to handle years ago.
Playing minor league baseball in Memphis for multiple years. That's probably the closest, and then being in St. Louis too. So, I think really it's just about staying hydrated and staying locked in. And being honest with yourself on how you're really feeling. I think some guys really try to tough it out, and I think sometimes we can think we're invincible and we're not. So, but really, it's staying hydrated, taking the time that you need, it's a simple thing, but it can sneak up on you.
When you say being honest with yourself, what do you mean exactly?
I mean, I think we want to gut everything out and try, and we can to a certain extent. But I think at times it's be like, okay, where am I at? I need to take a couple more seconds to like calm down or come get in the air conditioning for like a couple more seconds. That's what I would say is just taking the right measures on how to prepare yourself for a game.
How much weight did you lose?
1 pound, because it's hydration. You got to hydrate. We talked about it before the series started. This is a big series with the heat, so and especially in St. Louis too. So let's take the right measures, and so. The night before, getting a good night's sleep, maybe have one less coffee a day because coffee dehydrates you. So just making smarter decisions before the game, before the night before, and obviously the day of.
When you're catching, it's a little different than the other position players. During a long inning, when you're out there, what goes through your mind as you're fighting the mental and the physical fatigue?
No, you're staying locked in, staying in part of the game. I think that's where it can sneak up on you on sometimes, though, is you're so locked in, and then all of a sudden there is a break in the action, and then your mind starts to go to how am I feeling? So it is, I think taking the appropriate of drinking water before the game and the night before, I think really helped me, get to be in a good position yesterday.
I think you were looking for
appropriate measures. Correct. That's what I was looking for. Stumbling over my words.
It's okay. We're human. Now, you've played in extreme cold here this year and extreme heat. Which is easier for a player?
Yeah, I don't think anything is easier. I would say, I think the cold you can stay warmer, where the heat is just so hot. I mean, everything you burn so much energy just trying to stay cool. Where when it's cold, you can get it in the heater and then jump out and go play. But I always look forward to the challenge of all of it.
From a catching standpoint and as a hitter, when the wind's whipping out the way it's been this weekend and because of the heat, does it change the way you call a game? Does it change your philosophy at the plate?
I think you have a little bit more patience and understanding that some balls might go out for homers or balls. I mean, the wind's moving everywhere, so there's a lot of things that are kind of out of your control. So. And just to be all hands on deck when the ball goes on the air, it goes up in the air, to be able to catch it. So I think there's a hyper focus on defense of where things are going, and then on offense, it's trusting yourself and just not trying to get too big and just understand that the wind's blowing out. It's kind of in your favor as a hitter, and just to get good pitches and put good swings on it.
All right.
College. I want you to go to school. So that's what I did.
Big part of this team, and I think the leadership that he has and the ability to go deep into games and to keep hitters off balance. I think it's something that he's going to be a big help coming for us, and I'm not sure when he's coming back, but I look forward to having him back here.
Carson, appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cubs catcher Carson Kelly. Today is the last day to get your Cubs Charities 50-50 raffle with a current jackpot of more than $131,000. Get your ticket now through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from the raffle ambassador here at Wrigley through the 8th inning. Coming up, the Manager Show next on The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Me and my mom were on the freeway. We came to an area where a lot of people were hitting brakes. The truck behind us decided not to and smashed into the back of the car. Jim Adler was able to take away a lot of the anxiety and the feelings of uncertainty. He was able to help with the medical bills. He made sure that we were compensated for pain and suffering, and also put a little extra money in our pocket.
Big truck smash into you? Call me. I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. I'll take away your fear and uncertainty.
713-777-4000.
Houston.
Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and use code TIKI for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. This Saturday, mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre waterfront properties starting at $99.9. Yes, $99.9. With a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening this Saturday. 1+ acre Texas coastal waterfront, $99.9, with barn dominium just $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 832-662-2045. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 832-662-2045. That's 832-662-2045. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
Cubs Mariners at Wrigley Field. Time now to hear from Cubs manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Now with Shota Imanaga's impending return, the Cubs face some difficult roster decisions.
We're just framing the decision like, how do we make ourselves the best team for the next 3.5 months for the regular season? I mean, that's kind of what we're solving for first. And that's where the kind of decisions start at this point. So those, I think those are considerations, but not the primary consideration.
How about sensitivity toward the individual? Does that ever come into play for a manager or general manager?
What if I answer no to that? Was that?
It means that it comes into play these days so much,
No, I mean, so look, I think we're trying to get the most out of our players, and that and that means like how you communicate with them is important. And it's also, I think we're also trying to win games, and we're trying to put the best players out there to win games. So, it's all a factor. It's just kind of where do we place the weight on a little bit sometimes, and sometimes you have to have a harder conversation. Sometimes you're going to try to give somebody a shot to keep going to try to get to the next place.
Streaming of WBA.
Welcome to the Happy Camp, presented by Schopper Hopper Grapefruit Beer, the refreshing blend of 50% Hefeweizen beer and 50% grapefruit juice. Here's your chance to win the ultimate Happy Camp for you and 5 friends. Join us in Miami Beach at the Kimpton Surfcomer Hotel for a sun-filled 3-day weekend, including a beach volleyball lesson, beachside pool party, and great food, all with an ice-cold, refreshing Schopper Hopper Grapefruit in your hands. Visit ShopperHopperHappyCamp.com for rules and how to enter.
They say you upgrade your phone, your car, even your coffee maker. So why settle for yesterday's LASIK? Introducing Next Level LASIK at Man Eye Institute, the first in Texas with groundbreaking WaveLight Plus technology. This isn't your parents' LASIK. It's tailored to the unique fingerprint of your eyes for sharper vision and smarter results. Not all LASIK is created equal. Ask Man Eye how Next Level goes beyond the standard.
I had a thought. I thought, I remember.
Churrasco's was one of the first restaurants my wife and I ate.
Zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and use code TIKI for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
Cubs hosting Seattle. Who are you banking on? Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on PCA. Pete Crow Armstrong, who has hit 3 home runs over his last 7 games. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. First, though, let's pause for the playing of God Bless America.
America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains, through the prairies, to the ocean, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Anthony Calderisi performing the national anthem this afternoon here at Wrigley Field. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. All right, let's get to the pitching matchups for the Cubs. Colin Ray on the hill. The veteran right-hander's 4-2 with a 3.84 ERA. He's coming off a quality start against Pittsburgh last weekend. Meantime, fellow right-hander Logan Gilbert going for the Mariners. 1-2 with a 2.55 ERA. He's coming off a loss to Boston last Monday. But Gilbert pitched well, allowing 2 earned runs on 3 hits in 5 innings, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Around Baseball, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. In progress, bottom of the 8th inning in the Bronx. The Orioles leading the Yankees 2-1. Ryan O'Hearn, an RBI single for Baltimore. Tigers lead the Rays 3-1. They're in the top of the 8th. Bottom 2, it's the Rangers 2 and the Pirates 0. Last of the 3rd, White Sox and Blue Jays scoreless in Toronto. Top 3, Braves 1, Marlins 1. And in the top of the 1st inning in Minnesota, no score between the Brewers and the Twins. Here at Wrigley Field, it's time for baseball. Cubs, Mariners, Pat, Ron. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. This Saturday, mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre waterfront properties starting at $99,900. Yes, $99,900. With a barn dominium from just $169,900. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening this Saturday. 1+ acre Texas coastal waterfront, $99,900. With barn dominium, just $169,900. Call now for your private tour at 832-662-2045. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 832-662-2045. That's 832-662-2045. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
West Point Lincoln of Sugar Land is the place to go to get your next luxury vehicle. Hey, it's Sean Pendergast and Ruben Mendoza, the general manager at West Point Lincoln of Sugar Land, and his staff are ready for you. They've got over 1,000 new and certified pre-owned Lincolns on the lot, and they want you to drive off in one of those. They make it effortless. WestPointSales.com is the website. Of course, Lincoln is part of Ford Motor Company. They assemble more U.S. vehicles and employ